African people, yes, people you may know, come together and darling show. Oh, colors of life, sharing love, sharing love, sharing love. Oh, you African people, yeah.
What about being the daughter of a very famous president? What are the upsides and what are the downsides, in your opinion, Bona?
The upsides? It's just normal, actually. It's not much different in terms of how we are as a family. But when it comes to maybe the outside, people expect you to behave a certain way.
How do they? As a lady, I suppose.
No, yeah, as a lady, they think you're not human. Or,
not you?
Yes, they have high expectations of you.
So, I see, yes,
yeah.
yes.
So any mistake, then they'll judge you.
Really?
Yes.
When I asked the president yesterday which of his children was most like him,
yes,
he said you.
Of course,
is that correct?
I think, yes, to some extent.
In what way what do you think he means when he says you're more like him?
I think he's very relaxed and calm.
Yes.
And he doesn't panic in any situation.
Certainly.
Are you like that?
Exactly like that.
She's like that.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Very, very, very composed. Very composed.
Oh, very.
Yes.
And what do you see as the mum when you look at Bellarmine?
Bellarmine has his father's looks, but one thing that I want him to do is to concentrate more on his studies. And I remind him that you are probably what you are because of one person. We are in the status because of your father. So I don't want you to ride on your father's back for, all your life. I want him to change his ways and work hard.
Change his
He's
ways?
quite a clever boy, yes, but he likes to play games all the time.
Which games?
Sleep late. I don't know. I don't even know what he does. I used to, I avoid going to his room because I don't want to be disappointed.
How much time would you say do you spend on PlayStations and games? How much on studies? 50-50, 60-40?
You must balance the time.
85-50.
Which one is the 85?
The game.
How many minutes did you say?
85%.
85%. Okay, be honest. On
Yeah,
games,
yeah,
huh?
you know, it's
He says
85%
on games.
of his time.
Is it pressure for you? Do you feel I'm a bit under pressure because I'm Robert Mugabe's son, he's an intellectual. Do you feel like I've got to live up to my dad's expectation?
Yes, I do.
And do you see that as pressure?
Not exactly straight. Then I know that since he was smart, I can be smart again.
Because you've got his genes.
So like both of my friends were smart, so this way I can jump.
He's quite, he's a smart cookie.
If a young man takes your daughter's fancy and she comes to you and said, Dad, this is so-and-so, and I'm thinking about marrying him, what sort of qualities would you want to see in her choice?
I regard any such approach as one from a wolf. It's come to. She's one of my lambs. That's the feeling.
Really, yes. So you're quite protective then?
So quite protective, but certainly, well, it must be a person of her own choice. But my hope would be one first as qualities of a good husband. Yes. Will live with her because he loves her through thick and thin, and not just look at her now as she still is that flower, attractive, blooming. She will have kids, and quite a lot of what is now the real charm will disappear. And the face will start having wrinkles. So we should not pit her at that time against up and coming younger ones.
Would it be
which is what most people do, and as a result you get lots of divorces.
Is it high in Zimbabwe?
Oh, terrible.
Pathetic.
Terrible, pathetic. You see, people get married, a year they're divorced.
Wow.
2 years they're divorced. And you ask yourself, where are we going?
It is beautiful to see you as a family together.
Yeah.
Mr. President, how do you feel when the price of your political life is sometimes fostered on to your family so that your wife is attacked or your children and things? Does that hurt?
Well, it hurts when it goes down to the children, and even when my wife is attacked merely because she's married to me.
Yes.
And all kinds of things are said, filthy, things sent onto the internet and so on and so forth.
I told you yesterday that he tells me that ignorance is bliss. Don't even read it.
But you have lost your temper sometimes, haven't you?
Me, I want to protect my children. It was all about protecting my daughter. I don't usually do that. I never did that before.
You mean to punch that journalist?
I had to, because really
How many times did you punch him?
I don't remember, but I really don't know what happened. I had this energy.
It was not enough for them to impose sanctions on us as parents, but they went on to impose sanctions on our children. They can't travel, etc.
Yes.
And even now to find out,
they're following us all the way to Hong Kong. Yes.
And try to find out where they are being sent to school, and this is what hurts us most.
And then I saw one of my, of course, bodyguards talking to a person holding a camera. And so I called him. And I said, what is happening here? He said, no, they had taken photographs of you as we were seated there. So as we were actually on our way out, They were following us and making like pushing us to run. And we actually ran because that's where they actually wanted to take photographs and say, you look at her, the number one shopper, the first shopper, you see, they don't put lady, first shopper. So we actually hid in a corner and we tried to call the other security in the hotel. Unfortunately, they did not respond. So they saw us and started running towards us. So I said, no, enough is enough. Why are you treating us like this? What wrong have I done? So I say to this guy I was with, my bodyguard, run, please, take his camera. But you know, he thought I was joking. Yes. And so he didn't know that I sprint. Yes. You see, so I ran actually, after him. When I caught him, yes. I started beating him. And he was pleading with me to get the camera. Please, you can get the camera. I said, I didn't answer, so I kept on punching him.
Did it feel good?
No, because it's not really in my nature. I'm not naturally. I'm not like that. Yes. But I had to do it because they pushed me far, so I had to do it.
Donna, would you tell your dad, not me, but to him, tell him why you love him so much?
Well, firstly, he's unlike some other fathers. You have always been there for me, whether it's emotionally or even financially. He's always taken care of us. I have everything I need. Not one day have I ever had a problem with him. Your nature is what I love the most, I think. You're a very calm person, as I said before. You're well educated, you're a strong person, and you always fight for what you believe in. Yeah. And that's what I love the most.
And would you tell your mum why you love her so much as a mum? What makes her special?
What makes you special is that when you're younger, you feel like, I felt like you were tough, a bit too tough. But as I got older, I realized that it's actually better for me because now I'm a very grounded person, and I will also be just as strict with my children because it pays off in the end.
Mr. President, would you return a compliment and tell your daughter?
I really love her. I love you, Oma.
Love you too.
You're very gentle.
Very.
Very gentle, very obedient, very calm, and very devoted also to your studies. And you're an achiever. You're an achiever. You're very trustworthy. Yes. Absolutely trustworthy. You really ask for gifts. And it is on those just very, very rare occasions that you surprise me with a request. Yes. And of course, I always
like the boys.
Find pleasure in meeting your request and so on.
But I mean, tell your dad why Daddy is so special to you and what you love about him.
I love the fact that when you're eating all the time, he doesn't eat without asking, have I eaten? Have I bathed? The fact that he comes to my room, he comes to say prayers with me. If I ask for something, he'll always provide. He'll always be there for me. I know that even if he's in the office and I need something, I can always go to him, even if he is busy or if he is having a meeting or something. He'll always find time to say, Bilamin, come in. I also love the fact that if I sleep and I'm outside the blankets, he'll come and tuck me in.
That's lovely. And Mum?
You will always find time to call even if she's outside the country. She'll never spend a day without asking how my day was, how I am. If I'm sick, she'll be the first person to do anything to provide medicine. And she helps me with my books. And really those subjects that I do also because of her.
Now, when she takes your PlayStation away, do you get mad or do you start reading?
I don't get mad because I know she'll give me back.
Each time I travel before, he would get sick. He's so close to me.
And Bellarmine?
Bellarmine, yes. Bellarmine, you are a kid, I realize. I don't quarrel with him, nor do I raise my hand to slap him.
Never.
Never.
I leave that to the mother. And I have always said, if the two of us, descended on him, that might ruin me mentally. But there must be one hand, you see, which is tough, and another which is soft. But he's not made me happy. In the way he takes to his studies, he should be more serious than he is at the moment. But I know he's growing up. He'll acquire the habit of study.
Yes.
But he must start to acquire it now, to have it now, and not wait until some day when it dawns on him to do much better than he's doing at the moment at school.
Yes.
Would you take your husband's hand?
Yes.
Because when you think back,
Officer.
it's been almost like a Cinderella story, hasn't it?
Yes.
And your life took off.
Yes.
Would you take your husband's hand?
He doesn't want me. I've always, every day, I'm one person who speaks openly. I always tell my husband how much I'm grateful, to him.
So would you tell him for us now?
For him having chosen me as his, wife. You're very, loving. You're kind. You're generous. You kind of like you've brought me up, and you know that I appreciate. Everything that I've been able to do is because it's not that because I am a well-organized person or I am good at planning, but I've used the position, being the first lady of this country. I've tried to use it to, benefit, the less privileged in this country. Whatever I do it to complement the work you're doing. But I'm really happy to be your wife, and I feel blessed to be part of your family.
Mr. President, would you take her hand and tell her why you still love her and what she means to you?
He likes my hands. He loves them.
I always, handle her this way.
Yes.
I made a choice, and she knows it. When I said I wanted to marry her, I said to her that from that moment on, if I had any girlfriends, I would leave them. And that's what I have done, to recognize you and you alone as my partner. Whether you believed it or not, but that's what it has been. And I have valued the transformation that you brought to my life, and the kids that you gave me, the happiness that they brought, the happiness you brought, and And I've remained very grateful for that. And that is why sometimes when perhaps you tend to be angry with me, or perhaps have not acted as quickly, as urgently as you thought I should on certain matters. I have not reacted. I've just kept quiet and allowed your own anger to
Wayne.
yes. And this is how we have lived.
Certainly.
And I do hope that we will continue that way, and that our children also benefit from our oneness.
Yes.
But that you also benefit from, and the little that you can learn from me.
Yes. A little.
That interaction.
Yes.
And that also even our relatives can learn from us.
Yes.
Our marriage life, marital life should be. And especially the younger ones. Please continue to love the children, but of course, above all, to love this boyfriend called Robert.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, he certainly is. He says that when I get angry, you talk like this to me. I get angry, I get sometimes tantrums. Yes, and he comes, darling, this,
Mr. President, thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
And for you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both very much for this wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, for the President.